Welcome back to the channel. Are you sitting on some valuable US quarters without knowing it? Today we are focusing on the 1983, 1985 and 1988 quarter dollar coins. Join me as we dive into the world of coin collecting and explore what makes these coins valuable and see if you've got coins worth big money. Let's get started. Let us step back for a moment and talk about why 1983 was such a unique year for US coinage. The country was still recovering from the economic turbulence of the late 1970s and early 1980s, marked by inflation, high unemployment, and recession. As a result, the US Mint focused its resources on producing coins solely for circulation, skipping the production of mint sets and proof sets for both 1982 and 1983. This decision meant collectors had to pull coins from circulation to complete their date sets, but here's the catch: pulling a coin straight from circulation means you're likely getting a well-worn example. The 1983p quarter became one of the most affected by this decision as time passed. Finding a pristine, uncirculated 1983p quarter grew harder and harder. Today this coin stands out as a modern key data piece that looks ordinary but hides an extraordinary collector story. Design-wise, the 1983p quarter remains consistent with its predecessors in the Washington quarter series. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of George Washington sculpted by John Flanagan, with the word Liberty above his head. Iron God we trust to the left, and the date 1983 below. The P mint mark indicating the Philadelphia Mint sits just right of the ribbon. In Washington's hair on the reverse, we see the familiar heraldic eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows encircled by olive branches, a classic American symbol of strength and peace. Above the eagle is the inscription United States of America with E pluribus unum just below it and quarter dollar beneath the eagle. This clad coin is composed of a copper core with a cupronickel outer layer measuring 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighing 5.67 grams. Here's where things get exciting: torque value. In circulated condition, a 1983p quarter is still worth face value 25 cents, but as we have established, uncirculated examples are hard to come by, making this coin incredibly desirable. In higher grades, for instance, a coin that's mint state with minor blemishes can fetch between $10 to $30. If you are lucky enough to have one, graded prices jump to $75 to $150. And top-tier examples graded or higher by PCGS or NGC can sell for over $1,000. Depending on eye appeal and luster, even better coins with striking errors like off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die breaks can drastically increase the coin's worth. One famous error includes a double die obverse. Although extremely rare, always inspect your coin carefully or get it graded if it looks flawless. As mentioned, no official mint sets were released in 1983, making high-grade examples hard to find. Crucial because almost all 1983 quarters in existence were pulled from circulation. They tend to be scratched and worn or otherwise damaged. Why? Collectors today pay a premium for any coin that shows full luster and sharp details. If you happen to find a coin in BU brilliant uncirculated roll, maybe from a bank hoard or an old vault, you could be sitting on a small treasure. Dealers know this, and many intentionally break open original rolls or third-party sets that feature this specific date to meet collector demand. And while the Philadelphia Mint produced over 673 million of these quarters, the majority have been worn down by circulation. Scarcity in condition, not total mintage, is what drives value. Let us shift gears a bit and talk about how coin subscription services work and how they relate to coins like the 1983p quarter. Many mints like the US Mint offer annual subscriptions for proof sets, mint sets, or specialty series like American Women quarters or Silver Eagles, while 1983 did not have a subscription option back then. Today, as collectors often build their own subscription style collections, aiming to acquire one top-grade example per year. Some online sellers even offer modern rare date bundles where you subscribe to receive coins like the 1982 and 1983 quarters in BU or slabbed condition monthly. This coin fits perfectly into that model, a sort of unofficial subscription you can curate yourself. It also adds depth to your collecting journey, giving each coin more context and intentionality. Now let us explore the concept of a set, a term that is not officially used by the US Mint but is becoming popular among collectors online, especially on, and essentially a collection refers to a set of coins that are either from different years' mints and varieties PDSW proofs errors, or even just examples of a single type in high grade. For the 1983 P quarter, this coin could be the centerpiece of a coin Washington quarter key date collection or one of Philadelphia. Mint rarities from the 20th century. Some advanced collectors even build rolls of coins all in gem BU condition to be used for trading, grading, or investment. Think of it like a power-packed mini vault of high-demand coins. In that context, the 1983 P is a must-have. If you want to get serious about your 1983 P quarter, the best step you can take is to submit it for grading, but only if it's in excellent condition. Look for clean surfaces, no visible contact marks, strong luster, and a sharp strike, particularly on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Weak strikes and excessive wear are extremely common, so anything above is truly special. You can use a 10x magnifier or a coin microscope to examine fine details. Services like PCGS and NGC are industry leaders and offer population reports that show how many high-grade examples exist. As of now, coins graded are relatively rare, and anything graded would be considered exceptional. That's why you might see some top examples selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. It's a fun, rewarding challenge to find a raw coin that could grade high. If you are planning to present this coin on your own, you can make the most of visuals. Use macro shots of the obverse and reverse under different lighting to show off the luster or wear. Overlay graphics of auction prices, mintages, and grading population charts. To illustrate scarcity, you can also pull up side-by-side comparisons between 1982, 1983, and 1984 quarters to show why 1983 P stands out. Include a short clip or timeline explaining the mint set suspension of the early ADS. If you are talking about the mint concept, show a display case or digital rendering of a collector's coin tray. This gives viewers not just information but inspiration. It elevates the coin from just a piece of metal to a gateway into American economic history. So let us wrap it all up. The 1983 P Washington quarter dollar is far more than pocket change. It's a product of historical events, economic decisions, and collector demand. With no official mint sets released that year, uncirculated coins are truly rare in the wild. That rarity translates into surprising value, especially for sharp, lustrous, and graded examples. Whether you are creating a mint set, starting a key date quarter collection, or just checking the change in your couch cushions, this coin deserves your attention. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell so you do not miss out on more deep dives into valuable modern coins, and drop a comment. Do you own a 1983 P quarter? Have you found one in the wild? Share your story below. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your coins clean. Next up, to understand why the 1985 P quarter matters, we need to look at the economic and minting context of the mid-1980s. The early part of the decade had seen a massive shift in American currency production due to recession, inflation, and cost cutting. Unlike 1982 and 1983, where no official mint sets were released, the year 1985 did include mint and proof sets, but they were limited in quantity and quality. The Philadelphia Mint, designated by the P Mint mark, produced over 775 million quarters that year, most intended for everyday commerce. While that sounds like a huge number, most of those coins went directly into circulation and suffered significant wear over the years. High-grade examples, very few exist today. The absence of special uncirculated sets in earlier years created a ripple effect. Collectors began paying closer attention to condition rarities like the 1985 P quarter. Let us take a closer look at the coin itself. Like others in the Washington quarter series, the obverse features the iconic profile of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan in 1932. The inscriptions include Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, the year 1985, and the P Mint mark to the right of Washington's ponytail. The reverse remains consistent, with the heraldic eagle perched on a bundle of arrows flanked by olive branches. A strong representation of strength and peace encircling the eagle are the phrases United States of America, e pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. This clad coin is composed of a copper core with a cupronickel outer layer measuring 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighing 5.67 grams. While millions were minted, finding a pristine, untouched 1985 P today is far more difficult than you'd expect. Now let's talk about how much a 1985 P quarter actually worth. In most cases, circulated examples are worth only face value 25 cents. However, for those lucky enough to own one in uncirculated condition, particularly mint state or higher, the story changes dramatically. A certified 1985 P quarter can sell for $10 to $30 depending on eye appeal. In that number rises to $75 to $100, and in the value can shoot up to $500 to over $1,500. These are not hypothetical numbers. Recent auction records confirm that top-graded examples of modern quarters can sell for hundreds, even thousands. The value is driven not by age but by survivability in gem condition. You will also want to look for rare errors like die cracks, off-center strikes, or double dies, which can multiply a coin's value dramatically. What makes the 1985 P quarter so sneaky is the condition trap it sets for collectors. Yes, hundreds of millions exist, but almost all are heavily circulated because of the minting process and weak strikes often produced by the Philadelphia Mint during this period. Even coins that look uncirculated might be poorly struck or bag marked. Only coins with razor-sharp details, full luster, and minimal contact marks stand a chance of reaching grades. This makes grading and preservation essential. If you have a 1985 P that looks flawless, consider submitting it to PCGS or NGC. The population reports for this coin show a steep drop-off in higher grades, meaning collectors pay premiums for coins that have both scarcity and quality. That's what we call a modern condition rarity, common in quantity, rare in excellence. In today's world of collecting, the idea of subscription-based coin collecting has become more popular than ever. The US Mint now offers annual enrollments for proof sets, silver eagles, and commemoratives. Private companies have taken it a step further by offering monthly subscription boxes, each containing certified coins, educational material, and exclusive collectibles. The 1985 P quarter fits perfectly into a custom-designed subscription called a modern key date collection, where you receive one high-grade, hard-to-find modern coin per month. Imagine receiving a 1985 P one month, followed by a rare 1983 P or a 1982 D no mint set quarter the next. Collecting becomes an ongoing experience, and coins like the 1985 P become the jewels of your set. Let's talk about the concept of a collection, a creative and evolving idea in modern numismatics. While not an official term, many collectors use it to describe a group of coins representing varied mints, dates, grades, or themes. For example, it could be different quarters from Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, and West Point, or examples of Washington quarters in or better condition. The 1985 P quarter becomes a perfect representative for Philadelphia Mint's output in the 1980s, and a must have if you are building a date and mint mark type set. Advanced collectors might even make a mint roller roll of pristine coins, each from a different modern rarity. As an investment stash, the 1985 P is exactly the kind of coin that rounds out such a curated and valuable collection. Grading is where things get real for the 1985 P quarter. You will need to train your eye to distinguish between an average coin and one worth hundreds. Look for sharp strikes on Washington's hair and the eagle's wings, a strong satiny luster, and zero contact marks under magnification. Weak strikes or poor luster are common flaws from the Philadelphia Mint in this period. Do not just trust your eyes, use a 10x magnifier or coin microscope. Compare it to PCGS's photo grade tool or grading guides once you think you have found a gem. Submit it to NGC or PCGS for authentication and encapsulation. The grading fee might seem steep upfront, but if your coin comes back at or higher, it can pay off tenfold. Do not overlook this step. It's how you turn pocket change into investment material. If you are showcasing this coin on, here's how to do it right. Start with a macro lens shot of the obverse and reverse, moving slowly to capture luster and strike. Overlay auction results and population reports to demonstrate scarcity in high grades. Use side-by-side images to highlight grading differences if discussing the or subscription. Concepts show a timeline of mint years or a coin tray with labeled dates and mints. Keep your audience engaged by using pop-up facts, error highlights, and grading tips throughout. End with a call to action. Invite viewers to check their pocket change and comment if they have got a 1985 P quarter that looks promising. Visual storytelling matters. Make it fun, make it educational, and make it inspiring. To wrap up, the 1985 P Washington quarter dollar is the very definition of a modern hidden gem. It's a coin that millions of people overlook every day, yet it holds a key place in the world of condition rarities. With its high mintage and low survival rate in top grades, it represents a golden opportunity. For collectors who know what to look for, whether you are filling in a Washington quarter album, building a high-grade type roll, or curating a subscription collection of key date moderns, this coin deserves your attention. Do not judge it by age or appearance alone, judge it by potential. And as always, if you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into modern coin treasures. Drop a comment if you have found or graded a 1985p. Your experience might inspire another collector today. Next up, 1988 was a pivotal year in American politics and economics. Ronald Reagan was finishing up his presidency and George H.W. Bush was on the rise. Of the U.S. economy was booming, inflation was under control, and the mint was operating full throttle. The Denver Mint, represented by the D Mint mark, produced 562,052,000 quarters that year, over 500 million coins. The Washington quarter was still made of a clad composition with a copper core and cupra nickel coating, no silver. It was purely a workhorse for commerce, but because the U.S. Mint had begun refining its production techniques after the low-quality strikes of the early 80s, 1988 marked a transition toward better minting quality, though still nowhere near today's standards. That makes the 1988 D quarter a coin of subtle value, common in circulation but increasingly rare in pristine, uncirculated condition. Let's talk about the design. The obverse features George Washington's profile, designed by John Flanagan in 1932, commemorating the bicentennial of Washington's birth. The inscriptions read, "Liberty, Indiana, God we trust," the year 1988, and the D mint mark located near the ponytail. On the reverse we see the familiar heraldic eagle with wings outstretched, perched on a bundle of arrows, with olive branches below symbolizing strength and peace. Above it, United States of America and the national motto, E pluribus unum, with $quarter at the bottom. The coin weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. Though it does not stand out for its metallic value, there is no silver in it. The 1988 D quarter has collector interest due to its condition, rarity, and error varieties. Let us get into what everyone wants to know about in circulated condition. A 1988 D quarter is typically worth face value just 25 cents. That's not exciting. But when you move into higher grades, the story changes. An uncirculated 1988 D quarter graded by PCGS or NGC is worth around $8 to $15. In the value jumps to $25 to $50, and in the coin can fetch $150 to $400 or more. The reason is simple: even though hundreds of millions were made, only a tiny fraction survive in pristine condition due to weak strikes, bag marks, and rough circulation. If you happen to own a certified 1988 D quarter, you are holding a coin that's in the top 1% of the population and potentially very desirable to condition-based collectors. Now here is where it gets even more interesting: errors and varieties. While the 1988 D is not known for any dramatic national rarities like a double die or off-metal strike, it does show up with minor but collectible errors. These can include off-center strikes, clipped planches, die cracks, and die chips, especially on the letters in Liberty or $quarter. Some collectors have even spotted light double dies, which can be confirmed. Under magnification, these kinds of mint errors can raise a coin's value significantly, with some examples selling for $50 to $200 depending on severity and eye appeal. So if you are going through your change or old coin jars, take a moment to inspect your 1988 D quarters closely. You might be holding a small minting mistake worth big money. In today's collecting world, many hobbyists are turning to subscription-based coin programs. Think of it like a monthly treasure box that delivers curated coins, usually with themes of modern key dates. Error Coins or Mint State finds the 1988 D quarter fits perfectly into such a subscription series, especially one focused on post-1965 clad rarities or undervalued modern quarters. Companies like the U.S. Mint and third-party numismatic services now offer subscriptions that include graded coins, informational guides, and even access to members-only auctions. Imagine receiving one top-grade Washington quarter per month. 1 month it's a 1988 D, the next it's a rare 1982p or an off-center 1999 D state quarter. These programs are changing how younger collectors engage with coins and offer a great way to build long-term collections without large upfront costs. Now let us talk about something exciting about the strategy. This is an unofficial term some collectors use to describe building a set of distinctive coins representing various mint's years, eras, or grades. You can structure your mint collection by decade series like Washington quarters or even by highest graded examples per year. The 1988 D quarter is a great candidate for a collection because it's mid-era mass-produced and offers hidden value in high grade. If you were building a 1980s mint state quarter set, you'd want both the 1988D and 1988. P. Ideally in or better, these curated collections are especially appealing to investors and younger collectors who want the thrill of the hunt, plus they are a great conversation starter when displayed in albums or cases. Let's talk strategy. If you want to find or invest in high-grade 1988 D quarters, here's what to do. First, learn to grade coins yourself. Look for a strong strike, sharp hair details on Washington, crisp lines on the eagle S feathers, and bright original luster. Avoid coins with nicks, dings, or discoloration. Next, consult population reports from PCGS or NGC. As of now, grades are rare with only a few hundred graded that high that S your target. If you want to stand out in the collecting community, buying raw coins from estate sales, coin shows, or eBay lots gives you the chance to find hidden gems, and if you are lucky enough to find a flawless coin, submitting it for grading might turn a 25-cent find into a $200 slabbed investment. If you are a creator or planning to launch your own coin, the 1988 D quarter is a great video subject. You can start your video with a crisp zoom in on a raw and graded 1988 D quarter, then transition into discussing historical context. Use overlays of price charts, grading guides, and error examples if you are showcasing the strategy. Show how the 1988 D fits into a larger collection, maybe displaying your coin tray or album. Add excitement by asking your viewers, have you checked your change for this coin? Use polls, live chats, or shorts to keep engagement high. You can even collaborate with other YouTubers on Modern Quarter. Finds building content around common coins with hidden value, and do not forget your call to action like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. To wrap up, the 1988 D Washington quarter dollar may not be made of silver or come with the mystique of ancient coinage, but it holds its own in today's collecting world. With half a billion minted, it's common, but in top grade, it's a prize. Whether you are assembling a condition rarity set, curating a mint challenge, or subscribing to a modern coin drop every month, the 1988 D deserves a place in your collection. It teaches us that modern coins are not just change, they are chapters of history, snapshots of economy, and sometimes surprisingly valuable treasures. If you learned something new today, give this video a thumbs up and share it with a fellow collector. You never know that dull-looking quarter in your hand could be the next big find. Thanks for watching and happy hunting.